Three things before this video starts. Hi guys, or everybody there. Okay, number one is this. This video does not star all the best dog walkers, aka Narcissist Critics reviews, but it has the favorites that I like. And I will never do the best video because that is number two. All of those episodes, if you wanna make your top 11 best Nostalgia Critic episodes, it's gonna be a hard thing to do. Because if you wanna name the the best Simpsons episodes or the best South Park episodes or best Seinfeld episodes, it's a hard thing to do. So I'm not gonna do it myself too. And number three, this is particularly for this weekend and for all those weekends. By tomorrow, I will review even a Netflix movie or a overlooked or underrated movie. In that case, you can give me a pick from Netflix that I will review, or I will select myself and review for you. And for Sundays, every single Sunday, I will give you a movie pick. And there's a new bonus for these kind of videos. Ever since I started to do this new channel, I decided to do this one thing. If I have something to say about some things, I will do them as a double bonus video, one in a day, if I have those kind of opinions. And that's about it. So let's move on to the top 11 favorite Narcissist Critic episodes. And a reminder, these are not in order. Why? It is the most single hardest list to ever do. And I will say what movies or reviews I left out in this list. And I have to be very careful because I didn't cross those names. So let's say Titanic, the animated movie, Judge Dredd, Star Wars Holiday Special, Home Alone 3, Signs, Dungeons and Dragons, The Langoliers, the other Titanic movie, The Tommyknockers, A Simple Wish, top 11 fuck yeah movie themes, Pearl Harbor, Son of the Mask, Master of Disguise, Man of Steel, Devil, Face Off, Wicker Man, Blood Rain, Demolition Man, Fantastic Four, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. Those are the ones that I left it out. So let's move on to those that I left in the list. So these are my top 11 favorite Narcissist Critic episodes by far. So there's going to be changes. Number 11, Mad Max Fury Road. I really have to say this episode was not the one that we were expecting to see. Because, of course, we get to see the pictures from Channel Awesome Facebook page and, of course, in Instagram. And I was like, oh my god, they're going to review Mad Max Fury Road. But in a very different kind of way. They're going to review the Fury Road itself, but they also give a comparisons for the first Mad Max, the second, and the third one, which was very, very good thing to do. And we all might be thinking, what the fuck, dog? But I have to give a credit. The effects are equally as good as he has done for every other series or reviews he has made. The cameos are just great. There are John Bailey, Beth Ellergin is there, and Tamara's husband, Rob Scallon, and all the people he has worked with. It's a tremendous job, and I just love the episode. And particularly, I love the way he created it. It looks kind of a commercial for toys too, but still it's pretty good, and I have to say love it. Absolutely love it. Number 10, Patch Adams. About this movie, before I go to the doc review, this was one of my favorite films. Aside from what I have seen from Robin Williams, because I love Jumanji. I think it's the one of those memorable kids movies from the 90s we all remember. And of course, remembering Hook, which is Dogfire, um, Dead Poets Society, Awakenings, which is a very forgotten movie, in my opinion, of course. And all the other great one he has done, Aladdin. But I think Patch Adams was the movie that really started to downplay his career a few times. And seeing Doug's review that he's reviewing one of my favorite movies, I'm like, oh no, don't do it. But after seeing the review and seeing those things that didn't was not happening in real life, what kind of person Patch Adams wasn't, and how Robin Williams presented Patch Adams, and why he was so like, this hero guy who wanted to be the funniest guy in the doctors or hospitals or whatever. I have to say I was very disappointed for this film at the time. And I know sometimes if you watch a movie you have those opinions that I like this movie, and someone says no, it's a horrible movie. You go a different sideways, but I have to say, yeah, it's not good movie. I'm not saying that I was agreeing with Doc's opinion, but I started seeing things that I was like, no, that's not good. No, that's not good. So, yay. Number 9, Disney Afternoon. I was a Saturday morning cartoon junkie as a child. I loved every single Disney animated afternoon specials or TV shows that time. All of them that Dog, Tamara, and Malcolm are reviewing, I have seen most of them. I remember Gummy Bears. I remember Darkwing Duck. I remember DuckTales. I remember Quackback. I remember Bungers even. I remember Dog. I saw the Dog's first movie when I was here. I was born here in Äänekoski. Sorry, and I saw it first time on theater, and it was pretty good. So reviewing this film, it was whatever. But still, the Disney Afternoon thing it was one of the most memorable things. I sort of remember. I mean, I love all these TV shows. I didn't see a lot of them. I didn't see, Mike Ducks. I didn't see that, or the ones that did kind of let down the Disney Afternoon specials or the TV shows. A Goof Troop. I didn't particularly care for my two, but still, I liked all of those. What he mentions, and Gargos, there was no Gargos episode in Finland, if I have to remember it correctly, because I didn't see any episodes. But still, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, even Tailspin, all the others that I mentioned before were my favorites, and they are still my favorites. So I like the episode, and this was one of the best reviews I have seen from him, and the memories are very golden, and I just remember every single cartoons that he reviewed. Number 8, a tribute to Siskel and Ebert. I have to be very honest. I didn't know who were Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel before this review or this tribute. I started to watch the tribute and I got to know these guys are very interesting. They review films and they analyze them, or they get just get on arguing it. And the whole tribute is very funny. He tells the history how Siskel and Ebert met, what kind of things they're doing with the movie reviews, how they, do not compare with each other, of course. And I just was amazed that Roger Ebert itself saw this tribute and called it one of the funniest things we have seen in Twitter. So I have to say, my opinion, I think Doug was a kind of a like a little child when Ebert tweeted this thing on his in his Twitter, and Doug has it on his frame on his this picture frame. So yeah, but I have to say this was a well done episode and a great tribute for Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. And he did a very special farewell video for Roger when he passed away in 2013, and I did it too. And it was one of the most it is the most heartbreaking things I remembered myself because yeah. Number 7, Felix the Cat movie. As I stated before, this film is the weirdest fucking thing I have ever seen. But the whole review, why I think why it's my favorite, is because Doug goes totally insane in this video and his whole review. He recites all the misleading things in the whole movie. He is going berserk. He goes insane. He's balls out hilarious. I laugh every single time. The errors or the things that he mentions in the movie, and I just cannot forget that memorable opening when he goes up and he goes, look something else, look something else. Don't watch this video, whatever. I was like, what kind of film is this? So that opening really deserves a great honor because it is the funniest openings for his videos. And yay, Felix the Cat the movie. Number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. Oh my god, I wasn't a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan myself. I saw the original 1990 version when I was about what about? It was like 8 or 9 years old. I was with my um, grandparents, neighbor's house, across the fences of the yard, and I saw the movie first. The first time I didn't saw the movie, but I saw the cartoons of turtles. I was like, holy shit, these are great. And I had turtle toys. I had Leonardo and Michelangelo and Raphael, but I didn't have the Donatello, of course, or the others. But I had those, and I kind of like them, of course. And yeah, so when I saw the first time when I saw the official, the very first movie, I was hooked. I was like, oh my god, this is good. Let's move on to the 2014. Sorry for my childhood memories. This review is not just funny, but it is a very, very good example and honorary a reminder for all of those turtle junkies out there all the way. This review is the second collaboration with Doug and James Rolfe, and I think it's a great, great thing, to us to see how they work each other and how they honor the best things about turtles and the bad things about turtles. And of course, everyone says this is the Turtles with Michael Bay. In a way, but the film itself was not very memorable. I didn't like it myself, but I liked a few things. But still, it is a great review. Great cameos for a lot of people, like Brenda Vloss is there. And, that guy with the camera, if I remember correctly, their name. Tamara is there, Malcolm is there. And yeah, I think it's a good episode, and I think it's really good thing to see that they made the official intro as their own, and they honor a lot of turtle related things. So yay. And for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows film, not gonna see it, only on Blu-ray. Number 5 is Smurfs slash The Cat in the Hat. Kids movies today, I don't like not. Even, that was a very bad thing to say. Sorry. Let's just say kids movies today are not going well. Every single time when there's a Smurfs or like Troll or Alvin and the Chipmunks or whatever kind of film or even Scooby-Doo, kids movies today suffer a lot of things that I just don't like. I don't like them being modernized. There are no morals in the kids movies today. There's gonna be some kind of moral lesson for kids that they must observe in the movies. Smurfs was very very close to be my favorite kids version, sorry, live action version of a kids show. But the way Doc and Black Nerd, the Andre Meadows, pointed out that this movie was not just bad, but they did mention that this movie was pretty lame. It is a lame movie, and the higher expectations when I heard Hank Azaria is gonna play Gargamel, I was like, this is a good casting. He looks the part, he sounds the part, but he's not funny in the part. So that was a weird bummer. There are few Smurf voiceovers that I just didn't understand. Why George Lopez was one of the Smurfs. Um, what the fuck? What was the... No, the woman who sang the... sorry, Katy Perry is there. Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens has one or two lines in the movie. What the fuck? And our recently passed away actor Anton Yelchin is the main character, and I have to be honest, I like this character, even though it was a very caricature version of us kids character, whatever. I love it. And for Neil Patrick Harris, I have to be honest, I liked him in this movie. I liked. But yeah, the review is funny. I love the references for all the other films about Smurfs and love it. Absolutely love it. And I love the opening. It was pretty funny. Yay, boxes! And the other one was Cat in the Hat. Oh god, I was so mad about this movie. As I said before, kids movies has to have morals in these movies. Lessons that what's the lessons? Whatever the word is. I didn't like this movie at all. I really hated it, and I have to say the review itself is not just funny and really good. Doc really gives this movie a right good slap in the face, like 250 times. The opening is good. He is taking care of Mr. Sabab's daughter. Okay, and they're gonna review, or they're gonna watch the Cat in the Hat movie. They're gonna name the things that they don't like in the movie, and it is good. The closing monologue that he gives the guy who played the Antichrist character Roger in the Scooby review. I don't remember his name, but still, that alone was a great speech. Kids' movies today have to have moral lessons, teaching kids that don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And this is the important thing. If you have a kid's book, whatever it is, Winnie the Pooh or Matilda or whatever, do not modernize them. Be just original for them when they are original in the book and don't change anything. And I have to say, Lorax episode is also on this number, but not from me. Not from me, but Doc really knows, and we all know that kids' movies today are not good. And that's about it. Number 4, The Room. Shortly said, funniest review what I've seen. And I'd say it's the most those movies that if you see it, you have to deal with it because it is horrible. It's not uneven funny the right ways, but it's funny in the ways that it tries to be funny, but it fails. So that's why it's funny. And I just, if there's a major ask for any other people who do these Blu-ray releases, this film deserves it. And I have to say, when I saw this movie too, it was one of the most horrible but funny experiences for me. Sorry, this video is getting longer, so let's move on because I have talked about a lot of things. Number 3, Garfield. I'm not gonna say anything about this movie right now. I promise that tomorrow I will review Garfield the movie. But for Dog's perspective, he does a great job. He says why this movie does not work, why it's so wrong about Garfield, why there are things that are not right about Garfield, and why it even was existed. I don't even know, sure. And that Joel and Ethan Coen thing, I think Bill Murray was probably making fun of it, but I think he was very fooled about it. So I promise tomorrow will be a Garfield movie review after the Netflix movie review. And number 2, Spawn / Blade. Shirley said they're not just funny reviews, but there are great analyses about when Spawn started to make comic book movies. Dead Blade kind of went over and said, this is how you make a comic book movie. So Spawn review, love it, like it, enjoy it. It was great, and it really deal with it. And I love the kind of metaphor that all the comic book movies in the Spawn's era was in hell. So when he reviewed Blade, it was a kind of pleasure to see that the whole review was in heaven style or whatever, so like in a the white wall thing. And Doug really honored the movie and said, okay, it's a very goofy movie, I know myself too, but it's Blade and it sticks to it, and yay. And Spawn, well, it's kind of okay movie. And number 1, remember this is not in a particular order. Number 1 is Dragon Slayer. Why? Don Bluth. Um, that's about it, Don Bluth, so to be said. So yeah, I'm sorry this video was too long because I have to say a lot of things about these movies and specials. And so, as I promised, tomorrow will be Garfield movie review, but not in the day or not in afternoon, but it will be about night. And the Netflix movie will be reviewed on like about afternoon or even starting of the night. And in the Sunday there will be movie picks about 5 or 6 or less, I'm not sure. And there will be all for Netflix or in theaters or like in what you haven't seen or so whatever. And that's about that. This video is getting too almost longer, so I have to say quit for this day and see you. Oh, yeah, I remember it. I might do another video this night. It's gonna be unfinished, but I'm not sure will I do it or not. But let's look up, and I hope you like this video. My my favorite NC episodes, why they're my favorite episodes, and so yay. And sorry for the long speeches because my English, of course, is not very good, but I decided to talk about them, why these films are not great, and why they don't belong in this, category of whatever. Went into sidetracks, but whatever. Let's move on and see you this evening. But if you don't, let's meet on Saturday and Sunday, but in Finnish, of course. So that's about it. Goodbye.